All right, so picture this, right? You've got that entrepreneurial itch, but you're not thinking small potatoes. No way. You're dreaming big.
Yeah.
Like high flying, adrenaline pumping, adventure park big, zip lines, ropes courses, the whole shebang.
Oh, yeah. I like where this is going.
Right. So ever wonder what it actually takes to get that kind of venture off the ground?
Besides a whole lot of guts, I'd imagine.
Well, that's what we're here to find out. Today, we're strapping in for a deep dive into the world of aerial adventure parks.
And I hear the business itself is booming.
You're telling me some of the stats I found while prepping for this were pretty eye-opening, actually.
Ooh, like what?
Well, for starters, get this, back in 2019, the average aerial adventure park, not just the standalone zip line, but a whole park, they pulled in over 21,000 visitors.
Wow, that's a lot of folks looking for a thrill.
Right. And here's the kicker that's almost double the number that visited those zip line only attractions.
Interesting. So people are craving a bit more than just a quick zoom down a line, huh?
Yeah.
That sounds like they want a more well-rounded experience.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like people are craving that more immersive, choose your own adventure kind of experience.
And speaking of craving, let's be real. You don't see those kinds of numbers unless there's some serious money-making potential behind it.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where it gets really interesting. The report we're looking at today, it's from Challenge Design Innovations, CDI. They're a big name in the adventure park world.
Right, I've heard of them.
So they had some fascinating insights, like they made it clear that this isn't just some fad, this whole
Yeah.
adventure park
Yeah.
thing. It's tapping into a much larger shift in how people are spending their time and money.
Experiences over things. That's a trend we're seeing across the board, really.
Exactly. And CDI, they called it out specifically adventure tourism. That's the term they're using. It's like a whole new niche is emerging.
In these parks. They're riding that wave perfectly. It's unique, it's Instagrammable, there's that element of risk. It's a potent combination.
No kidding. Okay, so we've got the demand, but what about the bottom line? Because let's be honest, you can have the most exciting adventure park in the world, but if it's not financially viable,
It's going nowhere fast.
exactly. Well, buckle up because CDI's report cited a 25% profit margin back in 2018.
Whoa, 25%. Even if that's shifted a bit since then, that's still incredibly healthy for any industry, let alone one built around, well, having fun.
Right. Makes you understand why everyone and their brother seems to be trying to get in on the action.
Competition must be fierce.
You have no idea. But, and this is a big, but CDI really hammers home this point in their report. Success in the adventure park world, it
Mhm.
takes a lot more than just passion.
Oh, I bet. You can't just throw up a few ropes and call it a day, can you?
Not even close. Apparently, there's a whole lot of planning, strategy, and frankly, sheer hard work that goes into making these parks not just exciting, but successful too. CDI, they lay it all out from that initial spark of an idea, I want to build an adventure park, all the way to the nitty-gritty of staff training and the grand opening.
It's a whole process. You're dealing with people's safety at the end of the day.
Exactly, and at those heights, there's zero room for error.
Exactly. It's not just about thrills, it's about responsibility.
100%. And that's where things get really interesting. So where do those complexities come in? Like, what are the things that someone who's thinking, hey, I want to build one of these amazing adventure parks, what do they need to consider from the get-go?
Well, the design phase is a big one. And it's not just about packing in as many thrills as possible, although I'm sure that's a big part of the draw.
Right, got to get those hearts racing.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But CDI, they really stressed the importance of a more, well, thoughtful approach. You've got to think about accessibility, different skill levels, even the psychological aspect, like how does the course design make people feel? How do you manage that perceived risk?
It's almost like designing a roller coaster, in a way.
In a way, yeah. You want those peaks and valleys, those moments that take your breath away, but you also need those stretches where you can catch your breath,
Totally. It's about pacing, building the tension.
Exactly. And variety. You can't cater to just the adrenaline junkies. Not everyone wants to be dangling over a 100-foot drop.
Some people just like to watch, maybe from a safe distance.
Exactly. And CDI even gave this great example. They suggested incorporating things like nature walks, maybe even some educational components, just to broaden the appeal, make it a more well-rounded experience.
That's actually really smart. The more you offer, the wider your net, right?
Exactly. It's all about maximizing that appeal.
But let's be real, all these bells and whistles, they probably come at a cost, and we haven't even gotten to the safety stuff yet.
Oh, yeah, we can't forget about that.
Because I'm guessing you can't just use any old rope you have lying around.
Definitely not. This is serious business.
Yeah.
Remember, we're talking about mitigating risk at potentially dangerous height.
No pressure.
Right. But CDI, they get into the nitty-gritty. They emphasize that every aspect of an aerial adventure park, I mean, everything, the equipment, the installation, it all has to adhere to very strict safety regulations.
Oh, I bet. Are there like governing bodies for that kind of thing?
There are. They actually specifically call out the Association for Challenge Course Technology.
Okay. Never heard of them.
It's a mouthful, right? They go by ACCT.
ACCT, got it. So they're the ones setting the standards.
Exactly. Everything from design to inspection, it's all got to meet their standards.
Wow, I had no idea. Talk about taking safety seriously.
For sure.
Though I do have to wonder, with all this talk of regulations, specialized equipment, we haven't even touched on insurance yet. What kind of financial investment are we actually talking about here?
That's the million-dollar question, literally. And CDI, they actually break it down.
Hit me with it.
All right, so equipment alone, you're looking at anywhere from $30,000 to $150,000.
Whoa. Okay, so that's a pretty significant range.
Yeah, it really depends on the scale of your park, the complexity of the courses, all of that.
Okay, so like, are we talking buying a used sedan or a brand new luxury SUV kind of difference?
You got it. It definitely puts things into perspective, right? But here's the thing. Remember that impressive profit margin we were talking about earlier?
Oh yeah, that 25%.
That's where the potential return on investment comes in. And it's not just about those upfront costs either.
Oh no. What else is there?
Marketing, my friend. You got to get the word out. CDI actually recommends budgeting anywhere from $5,000 to, get this, $40,000 per month on marketing.
Wait, did you say per month?
Per month.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Okay, so we're not talking putting up a few flyers at the local coffee shop.
Not quite. This is a competitive industry. You got to stand out.
Makes sense. Wow, $5,000 to $40,000 a month. That's a whole other level of investment. You really got to be serious about this to even consider those numbers.
No doubt. But hey, it goes to show you, this isn't just a hobby for folks. It's a real business.
Absolutely. And speaking of serious business, even with all that financial investment, there's something even more important at play here. Something that you can't just throw money at.
Let me guess. Safety.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Laughs. Had to be said.
Right. Like CDI, they really hammer home that point, and for good reason. We're talking about people's lives here.
Absolutely. Building that trust with your visitors, that's paramount. You can have the most impressive course in the world, but if people don't feel safe.
Game over.
Exactly.
So it's more than just, oh, here's a harness, don't fall off.
Oh, way more. It's everything. It's the equipment, it's the training, it's the culture you create.
And CDI gets really specific about all of that. Like, they actually dedicate a whole section in their report to staff training. They say it's not enough to just have the right gear. You need a team that knows how to use it, how to handle emergencies, how to manage risk. It's a whole other skill set.
Right. You need people who can stay calm under pressure, who know the ins and outs of the course like the back of their hand.
Absolutely. And then there's the ongoing maintenance, the inspections.
Oh, for sure. It's an ongoing thing. You can't just set it and forget it.
Which makes sense, given what we learned about ACCT and all those industry standards.
It's about going above and beyond.
Right. Not just checking boxes, but really creating that culture of safety. Okay, so shifting gears a bit here, I was really struck by something else CDI emphasized in their report. It's not something you might immediately think about with all this talk of zip lines and adventure.
What's that?
The environment, like the impact these parks have on the natural surroundings.
That's huge.
Because you're often building these parks in some pretty pristine, ecologically sensitive areas.
Absolutely. And CDI, they really advocate for this mindful approach to construction, like minimizing how many trees you have to take down, really integrating the park into the existing landscape.
It's almost like you want the park to disappear into the environment.
Exactly. They even suggest that a well-designed park can actually enhance a visitor's understanding and appreciation for nature.
Which is amazing because you're not just giving them this adrenaline rush, you're also fostering a deeper connection with the environment.
It's a win-win.
Totally. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of aerial adventure parks, I think it's safe to say this isn't your grandma's jungle gym.
Laughs. Not even close.
It takes vision, it takes guts, it takes a whole lot of planning and a real dedication to safety in the environment.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's about creating an experience, not just a business.
And for anyone out there listening who's thinking, hey, maybe I'll build one in my backyard, Just remember, it's a lot more than just stringing up a few ropes and hoping for the best.
Yeah, you might want to call your insurance agent first.
Laughs, for sure. But seriously, if you're looking for a truly rewarding challenge, one that combines business savvy with a passion for adventure, this might just be the ticket.
And who knows, maybe we'll see your park featured in a future deep dive.
Now, that would be something. All right, folks, until next time, keep exploring. And remember, life's too short to play it safe unless, of course, you're 50 feet up in an adventure park. Then, by all means, safety first.